Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 24 of the Caribbean Cricket Podcast. I am your co-host, as ever, Machel St. Patrick Hewitt, and with me, my partner in crime, Santoki.
Yep, I'm good. As of recording, this is the morning after Guyana's lost to Trinbago Knight Riders in the CPL. So, we're not here to talk about that though, Michelle. We've got a big guest lined up for this episode. So do you want to introduce him to the people?
I will introduce the guest, but I do want to just say, I do want to just say that, it's no big thing that Guyana have lost Santoki. Maybe this year they'll peak at the right time rather than winning everything at the very beginning.
Listen, Mash, can we just introduce the guest, Jeff?
So our guest today, we're really honoured. Really special guest on today. Played yesterday for the Tridents, and as we promised, for those of you who follow us and have been keeping a keen eye on our content, we have got Hayden Walsh Jr. with us, West Indies and Barbados Tridents bowler. Hayden, how you doing?
I'm well, thanks. Slightly sore, but I'm well.
Excellent. Off the back of a win last night, it was late for you, but I decided to stay up until, what time did it finish? It finished about 2:30 in the morning in the UK. So I decided to stay up for the game because it looked like it was going to be a thrilling finish. But in the end, it was relatively comfortable, or would you say no?
Yeah, in the end, it was relatively comfortable, but kind of in the middle, it was still 50-50. It could have gone either way at any moment, but I'm glad that we held on and took it home.
Indeed, and Santoki will get into kind of looking at you returning to action and the game and how you felt, etc. in a moment. But first things first, I think we kind of wanted to start with just a reflection on last year. And yes, it's CPL 2020, but if you don't mind me saying, your appearances for America notwithstanding and some of your regional performances for Leeward Isles, your breakout year was last year. And it came as a result of your performance in CPL 2019, top wicket taker. I don't need to go for that. Everyone knows that you were named player of the tournament. But because this is our chance to chat to you, we wouldn't know. How did that feel? How was last year for you? It's been such a whirlwind year and a half for you. Have you even had a chance to take that all in?
Actually, no, it hasn't. Sometimes I actually find myself just sitting back and just wondering how did that even happen? And, last year was just a roller coaster for me. Like, at one point I was with the US and I was struggling to, negotiate a contract, and we were doing well as well. And then I just decided to just go off to the CPL, and I wasn't playing much games. So at that point I was like, I probably have made a mistake by not playing for the US and coming to CPL. And then finally got my chance and took it, and everything just took off from then. So, it can be, not emotional. It was really emotional at the end in the final. But it's just confusing sometimes. Like, how did it even happen?
So, you take the 22 wickets, and you didn't even play at the start of the tournament because I think Sandeep was in the team, and then he had to fly off, and you replaced him, and obviously you took your chance. What was so? I'm not, because you'd had good performances for the States, so it wasn't like if this came out of the blue. But why did it go so right for you? If you had to pick one or two reasons, what was it that went so right in CPL last year? Just form? You were on momentum? Like, what was it?
Yeah, I think it's just performing at the right moment. Like, I've been always a hard trainer, and I practice, I go to the gym, and for everything to just come together in just the right timing. I don't think I could have gotten it any better than that. Um, and you just have to look back and you say, well, all that training that you've done, it didn't go to waste. All that, heartache and struggles is just satisfying to know that it wasn't for anything.
Indeed, indeed. And we fast forward, not the West Indies notwithstanding, but I'll get into that later. We fast forward, and yesterday, it was the first day of CPL 2020. Santoki, do you want to take it from here?
Yeah. So yesterday, as we mentioned, it was a good win for the Tridents against the Patriots. Firstly, I guess I want to get your opinion on how did it feel playing in front of no fans, in terms of, because the CPL is obviously known for its crazy atmosphere.
Yeah, we in the Caribbean, we play in that kind of environment a lot. But to play a CPL in front of no fans was definitely a first for me, and it was definitely a little weird, not having. Usually, especially in Trinidad, when you rock up, you see the parking lots filled with fans. It's full of red, and it was just kind of slightly weird, but as a professional, you gotta be able to adapt to different situations and actually get your own feed off of your own momentum or energy, or feed off of your teammates energies. So yeah, it's definitely weird, but it wasn't too bad.
And you mentioned you were feeling quite sore. How has it been? Because obviously I think you played your last professional match back in March, so 5 months without playing high level cricket. How was it in terms of match fitness yesterday?
Match fitness, I felt ready, but I think it was so it was quite wet in Trinidad, so we were playing on a soggy ground, and just getting around and moving around was a bit tough. So I think that is what made things a little bit tough as well, and made the body a little sore. But I was pretty match fit. As I say, I train very hard. So during the lockdowns, I've been training myself, you know, to the best I could train. But it was just mainly conditions.
I was going to say, because you're known as a world-class fielder and you got 2 catches yesterday, is that just something, was it part of it was just a natural ability, or was it just mainly down to you working harder than anyone else?
50-50. But since I've been training, everyone has had a lot of time to, do their at-home training and all that stuff. So I think my body is actually I'm feeling a lot stronger. I'm feeling a lot faster. So it's 50-50,
Yeah.
I would say.
And obviously you've got Rashid Khan in your team. Obviously I know the players have been in quarantine, so there hasn't been as much training as usual for a tournament. Have you managed to get some tips from him or work alongside him much so far?
Yeah, we've had a few sessions. Actually, funny you say, like I've been doing my own bowling, and when I came here and I did a couple bowling sessions with Rashid, I found myself trying to copy him. So I've been trying to be myself and be Hayden, and not trying to be Rashid Khan. But it's always good to see what he does and pick a few things that he does to help my game. And actually it has helped. It has helped, just watching and just trying to not copy him, but trying to use a few things from his bowling into my bowling.
Santoki, let me just jump in quickly there.
Yeah, go on.
I'm intrigued, Hayden. Name one thing that you would say when you saw Rashid, you were like, okay, he's got that in his armory and I can't do that. Or I need to learn how to do that. Because I'm intrigued as to how the differences are between I'm going to call both you champion spinners. So I want to see how one looks at another and goes, okay, I've never seen that before. What was one thing you picked up?
Yeah, so he definitely bowls a lot quicker than me, and a lot quicker as in he bowls around 90 Ks an hour. And I was like, man, how can this guy spin the ball at that pace? So I was like, let me try this. Uh, and he bowls it both ways, both ways, and he's very consistent. So he's able to land it on the spot whenever he wants, googly, leg spin, anything. So, that really sent light bulbs in my head, like, I think I should try this.
And how's it going? So what are you saying?
Nah, it's not working. It's not working. Yeah.
Actually, quick point. Growing up, who did you kind of look to as an idol in terms of spinning? Within the Caribbean, that'd be quite interesting.
Actually, they haven't been, well, when I grew up, when the era that I grew up, it was mostly like Curtly Ambrose, Courtney Walsh, and that stuff. So my idol really was Shane Warne.
Okay.
I'm trying to, more big leg spinners and googlies and all that stuff. So yeah, he's my idol.
Ash, you want to come in?
Oh, sorry, Santoki. Going off the back of that, so saying Shane Warne being the idol, and I guess connecting your breakout year to this year, and I know you said momentum, but from a skill perspective, what made it click? So you'd been bold, you'd played for like Leewards in Super 50 or the 4-day champ. You'd played for USA in qualifiers, but when it finally clicked, was there any real difference in your bowling? Had you picked something up that kind of made it all connect together?
Yes, definitely. So when I was with the US, I came in contact with Pupudu Desanayake, who was the coach at the time, and he actually coached Sandeep Lamichhane at when he was with Nepal.
Mm.
So he actually got Sandeep to, run in a little bit more, to put a little bit more revs on the ball, instead of, so my bowling style was like Shane Warne, which was like, the walk up and then you rip it almost from, well, you try to rip it yay wide.
Yeah.
So he was like, I think you can be you can be a try this style of bowling. And he was like, I want you to run in and bowl a little quicker, and just fizz it out your hand. No matter what happens, just fizz it out your hand.
Mm.
And I tried it, and I tried it. We had a camp. I remember we had a camp in Antigua. We played the Antigua national cricket team, and it was the first time I was trying this run up stuff, and it was just it just started to go both ways, and I had so much more control. I could bowl a googly whenever I want, and I think then is when I started to become more consistent and confident in my bowling, and that is when it clicked that I could be a different bowler in the world of cricket.
So after CPL 2019, to the surprise of nobody really, you get the call up to the West Indies, and you make the full switch from playing for the States to the West Indies. And I mean, first things first, obviously you've been asked it by previous outlets before, but like everyone says, oh, it was a dream when you get the call up. But really, what did go through your head when you were finally told you're going to actually play in the Maroon? What goes through your head at that stage?
I was like, well, this is it. This is what I've been working for. ever since. So I don't know. So my dad, me and my dad, we were really close, and uh, coming out of college, out of school, he asked me, "Well, do you want to go to college?" And we actually went to college, and we were going to sign up on that stuff. And then at one point, I was like, Dad, I don't really want to go to any college. I just want to play cricket. And it just took me back to all of that. Him just guiding me through the steps and the journey that it took. I actually set myself until I was like 22 to make the West Indies team, and now I'm 28. But it finally happened, and I was just relieved.
100%. So I think it was the Afghanistan and India tour, I think, is what you got your cap for. And obviously you subsequently played Ireland and Sri Lanka, etc. Where's your international game at the moment? I think you've been, in terms of in the West Indies colours, you've been more successful in the ODIs, more so than the T20s at the moment. But when we return to limited overs cricket, or in fact, actually, why am I leaving out Test cricket? What are we saying? What are we saying about your ambitions in terms of West Indies?
Yeah, well, I think I need to. I would definitely love to play Test cricket, but I need to have a little bit more match practice. I have been out of the 4-day setup for almost a year, so I really need to get back into that to give that a go. But it's definitely, I'm not ruling out playing Test cricket at all, for sure.
And obviously for West Indies, you had the innings against Ireland where you think you scored 46 not out to lead them to a victory against Ireland. But what's been your personal favourite moment or match so far in the West Indies colours?
That's a tough question, because I've had I think it would probably be that one, because we were definitely down and out, and everyone was just like, all right, we lost this game. And
yeah, I went to bed. So. I remember it well. I was kissing my teeth when I turned off the television.
Wow, that definitely. And I don't think Ireland saw it coming, because I kind of saw it coming. I knew that I could bat, and I was like, all right, well, the worst could happen is that we lose. And I really like those situations where people just don't see me coming.
So in that situation, because everyone knows you predominantly as a bowler and an excellent fielder, but when you were batting in that situation, I think you were with Alzarri Joseph and then Sheldon Cottrell for that chase. Did you sort of take the lead? Did you have like a strategy as to how you wanted to go ahead with the game plan to get that win?
Yeah, for sure. I spoke to, so I think I came in when I think we were 100 and something for 7 or something like that. Yeah. So I was with Kari Pierce. So I was like, let's try and take this game right down to the end. And that was mainly my game plan, to take it right down to the end. And if it's like 50 or 20, anything could happen there. We could just swing from the hips and we could get a ball peeled off and go behind the keeper, or we could blast a few. So it was just mainly to take it to the end, take no risks. If the ball is there, you hit it and hit it hard. But my game plan was to just take the game right to the very end, last over.
So with that in mind, would you like to bat higher up for the Tridents in CPL?
I'm not hearing.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
I said, so with that in mind, would you like to bat higher up the order for Barbados Tridents? Because obviously you came in at 11 yesterday.
I would love to, but speaking in the meeting, you know, well, speaking to the coach, he was like, you know, he knows that I'm not a number 11 batsman and I could come in at any moment. It's just, you know, mainly just to have it, you know, just to have it like that. But anytime where he thinks, well, you know, Hayden should come in and either consolidate or you know pick things up a bit, he's still happy for me to come in and you know do the job.
Out of interest, when a cricketer is told that they're number 11, but they know they're better than that. Well, I know you're going to say that you just do what the team needs you to do, but do you think in your head, boy, they're putting me to come last, like I can't back?
No, you definitely don't rule yourself out. It's a very tough position to bat in as a you know, probably a middle order batsman.
Mm.
But yeah, you definitely don't rule yourself out. You any for me any little opportunity you get, you wanna, you know, take it and shine with it.
Mm.
But yeah, it's a tough one.
Just a few questions then to end, certainly from me. If I'm right, well, I don't know how much you get to play it anymore, but when you play club cricket, is Rakeem on your team?
Yeah, so we actually came from the same club in Antigua. We don't get to play a lot these days, but back when, like on the 19 days and just coming out of on the 19, we actually used to play quite a lot together. So I would say we're actually pretty good friends.
So you've seen Rakeem. Rakeem's gone the other way to you. He's gone Test cricket and he's yet to play ODI and T20 for West Indies. You've gone ODI, T20, but you haven't played Test yet. Do we see a day where Hayden Walsh Jr. and Rakeem Cornwall play spin or bowl spin, I should say, for the West Indies together?
Yeah, definitely. I think he's a very good ODI T20 player, especially with his batting, because you know he clears the boundary pretty long and pretty often. So I'm watchful for the day to see me and him hit the park together. And you know, it will just take me back to those days where we played for Liberta together and destroying teams.
And last one, Santoki, I'm going to let you do the actual last question, but last one from me, Hayden. Antigua Hawksbills don't exist as a franchise at the moment. There's talk or rumours that they may well come back as a franchise. Now, obviously, you want to win with Barbados, but if Antigua ever came back as a franchise, what are you saying? You're going to go? You want to play for your home nation or not?
I don't know. Yeah. Well, yeah. You know, probably in the future, ending out my career, also, I would love to play in front of a home crowd and you know have that home vibe. I definitely, because I definitely, when CPL started, I was just here and there, but I definitely wanted to be around the Hawksbills setup, and you know, just to be in a crowd in Antiguan colors, it would definitely be an honor.
I guess yeah, to wrap it up then, a question we ask all our guests is, obviously you've played across the Caribbean in the CPL and obviously at a regional level. What is your favorite ground in the Caribbean to play cricket in?
Oh, I would say Barbados.
Barbados, Kensington Oval. Why is that?
One, because most of my performances for West Indies and CPL, Barbados Tridents, I've been there, and you know I've played a lot of cricket there, and I know the conditions, I know how to bowl there, When there is a crowd, the crowd is very, lively. I love a crowd. Yeah, that's mainly the reason why.
And so, interestingly enough, no one's ever mentioned Jamaica as their favorite ground to play cricket on. Could you explain to Michelle why that is? What's wrong with Jamaica?
Actually, there's nothing wrong with Jamaica,
Thank you, Hayden. There is nothing wrong with Jamaica, Santoki. But you know what? On that note, Hayden, we're actually we're gonna let you be. I've just had a quick look at the Talawa score, and we're doing okay. Is how I'll leave it. I'll leave it for now. But thank you very much for coming on, Hayden. It's been much appreciated. Obviously, one game played, one win. I can't say that I wish you luck for the rest of the tournament. Should Barbados get to the final, as long as you're not playing the Talawas, good luck.
Or the Amazon Warriors.
If you have to play us to get to the final, I hope you have a stinker.
against Amazon Warriors.
Oh, you can beat them. That's fine. No, but seriously, Hayden, thank you very much for coming on. It's been an absolute pleasure. Go well for the rest of the tournament, and it's been amazing to hook up and have a chat.
All right, thank you guys for having me.
No problem.
All
Ladies and gentlemen, that's been episode 24 of the Caribbean Cricket Podcast. Thank you, Hayden. Much appreciated. Cool. Yeah.
Thank you, man. That was really good.
Cheers. When are you playing again? Tomorrow? Is it tomorrow?
We're playing tomorrow.
Oh, okay, so no rest. You might as well just try and rest up your body and.
Yeah, I'm heading in my bed right now.
All right then. Thanks very much. Yeah.
Take care, Hayden. See ya.
You guys. Bye.
Thank you.